Good evening, and thank you all very much for joining us for an update on the campaign. And let me begin by letting you know how humbled I really am by the incredible grassroots support our campaign is receiving from all across the country. We have been seeing that support from day one of the campaign, and that support is continuing and is accelerating right now. Unbelievable. Over the period of time, we have seen even more and more support. Just a few statistics that might interest you. As we head into the Iowa caucus on February 3rd, our volunteers and staff in that state will knock on some 500,000 doors in the middle of the winter. It is cold in Iowa, believe me, and that is in a state of just over 3 million people. 500,000 doors from our volunteers. That is an extraordinary effort, and I want to thank our staff and volunteers in Iowa very, very much. They're doing a great job. I have just returned to D.C., where I am right now, from Iowa, and I can tell you that the turnouts at our rallies and town meetings have been great, and our momentum is strong. People are really feeling very, very positive. Now, I'm not here tonight to be overly confident, but if we continue to work hard, we have a great chance, in my view, to win Iowa, the first caucus in the nominating process. And the story is the same in New Hampshire. Our ground game in New Hampshire is strong, our morale is high, and we are well positioned to win that state as well as Iowa. But it's not just Iowa and New Hampshire. It's Nevada, it's South Carolina, it's California, and many other states. We are seeing a surge of support all across the country. Let me just give you a few more statistics, and I think you'll be interested in this because it speaks to our momentum. In the last 2 days alone, including the period following the recent debate last night, we have received more than 200,000 contributions, totaling nearly $4 million. Now, I say that not to boast about money. Money is money. But just to indicate the kind of support that we are receiving. 200,000 contributions in the last 2 days alone. And that, interestingly, includes more than 25,000 people who have never contributed to our campaign before. New people coming on board. And if that's not momentum, then I don't know what momentum is. And when we talk about making a political revolution, please remember this. Understand what this campaign is about and why it is unique. Just think about this. Not so many years ago, politics in America was about establishment and well-connected candidates raising money from the wealthy and the powerful. That's what it was about. People who were well-connected, people who were part of the establishment, running for office and raising money from big money interests. In fact, I should tell you, that continues right until today, with at least 2 Democratic candidates receiving financial support from over 40 billionaires each. Actually, it's more, but over 40 billion for one candidate, 40 billion for another candidate. And that, of course, does not include the huge financial support that Donald Trump is receiving from his billionaire friends. So that's what you got out there. Historically, big money establishment candidates. Right now, some candidates raising a whole lot of money from billionaires. Well, I am very proud to tell you what you already know. We have done it differently. That is what the political revolution is about. At this point in the campaign, listen to this, we have received over 5 million contributions from more than 1.3 million Americans. No campaign in the history of the United States of America has accomplished this level of support at this moment in the campaign. Thank you all very, very much. That is an extraordinary accomplishment, that is creating an entire revolution about how candidates raise money and the fact that we do not have to be and never will be dependent upon the wealthy and the powerful. Now, on another issue, you may also have noticed that Donald Trump, remember Donald Trump? He has been paying a lot of attention to us lately. Day after day, they're tweeting, their spokespeople, the whole Republican, party there is just attacking us. And the reason for that, obviously, is we are making him nervous. He knows what we know, that we are the strongest campaign to defeat him. Now, Trump may be corrupt. Trump may be a pathological liar. Trump may be a racist. He may be a sexist. He may be a homophobe, a xenophobe, and a religious bigot. But the truth is, he is not stupid. He knows what we know, that we are putting together the most unprecedented campaign in the modern history of this country. That is what this campaign is about. And we should all be enormously proud of it. Nobody in modern history has done what we are doing today. And what we are putting together is a multi-generational, multi-racial campaign of the working families of this country, which will bring out the largest voter turnout in American history, which is exactly what we will need to defeat Trump, and it is exactly why Trump is so nervous. Because at the end of the day, Trump is going to be a tough opponent, and the way he is defeated is with a very large voter turnout, and we are the campaign of energy, of excitement, of ideas that can do just that. Now, ours is a campaign which just in the last few months has received the support and endorsement of some of the major grassroots organizations in this country. We are a grassroots campaign, and we have received endorsement after endorsement from great grassroots organizations. And I'm talking about the Center for Popular Democracy, talking about People's Action, the Sunrise Movement, Make the Road, the Dream Defenders, CASA Action, Take Action Minnesota, Iowa Citizens for Community Improvement, and Rights and Democracy in New Hampshire. These groups combined have over 2 million grassroots members, and those members are prepared to work hard on this campaign. These are organizations which collectively have millions of grassroots activists, and these activists are going to be knocking on doors, they're going to be making phone calls, they're going to play a very, very important role in our campaign. And I also am happy to tell you that we have received the support of some of the great and progressive trade unions in our country. Among others, the United Electrical Workers, the National Nurses United, which is the largest nurses union in the country. We've received the support of United Teachers of Los Angeles and the Clark County Education Association, two of the largest teachers locals in the United States of America. And that's because we believe that we need transformative change in the way we do education in America. We have also received, just recently, the support of the New Hampshire State Employees Association Union and the New Hampshire Postal Workers as well. Brothers and sisters, we are an unprecedented campaign, not just because of the grassroots support we have. We are an unprecedented campaign because of our vision and what we intend to accomplish. There is no campaign in the recent history of our country which has taken on, as we have, the greed and the corruption of the corporate elite and the 1%. Wall Street hates us. You know why? Because we're going to break up the large financial institutions which nearly destroyed our economy some 11 years ago, and which today 6 financial institutions control over $10 trillion in assets. That is not right. The drug companies hate us because we will no longer allow them to rip off the American people and charge us by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. The insurance companies, hey, they don't like us either, because we are going to end the profiteering of the healthcare industry and move toward Medicare for all, because you believe and I believe that the function of healthcare is not to make billions for the insurance companies and the drug companies, but to provide healthcare to all as a human right, not a privilege. The fossil fuel industry, they hate us because we are going to adopt the Green New Deal, move this country away from fossil fuels and into energy efficiency and sustainable energy, because we know that unless we act boldly, the planet that we will be leaving our kids and grandchildren will become increasingly unhealthy and uninhabitable. The military-industrial complex, they hate us too, because we will not continue to spend more on defense than the next 10 nations combined, nor will we continue to engage in endless wars. The prison industrial complex, you know those guys? They hate us too, because we are going to end private prisons and detention centers in this country. And the 1%, hey, they don't like us either, because under our administration, they will finally start paying their fair share of taxes. What this campaign is about is bringing together our people, black and white, Latino, Native American, Asian American, women and men, gay and straight, to finally create a government that works for all of us and not just wealthy campaign contributors. That is what makes our campaign unprecedented, and that is what Trump is getting nervous about. He knows, as I know, and as you know, that when millions of people stand together and fight for justice, economic justice, racial justice, social justice, and environmental justice, there is nothing that can stop us. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for the extraordinary support you are providing our campaign. You are knocking on doors, you are making phone calls, you are writing letters, you are actively engaged on social media. And that is what the political revolution looks like. It is millions of people standing together, not only to defeat Donald Trump, but also to transform this country. Thank you all very much for everything you are doing.